The Galaxy S24 Ultra on the left, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra in the center and the iPhone 15 Pro Max on the right are probably one of the best phones out there. And in this video we are going to compare the cameras. So it's going to be iPhone 15 Pro Max, the Oppo 1-inch sensor, really amazing second generation 1-inch sensor, and this is here the S24 Ultra. If you want to see how those phones perform in video mode and also in photos, well, make sure to watch the video. Now let's start. 4K 60 FPS test on the front camera. Take a look at the environment. Sky exposure, guys. From what I see on the viewfinder, it really seems that the iPhone is killing it, but again, don't take my word for granted. Let me know what's down below in the comments. Also, pay attention to the building and the colors and also the detail, alright? I'm just walking backwards. Don't do this, never. I'm walking backwards. Check the structure of the building, right? And then also the sky that is behind it. Let me also start running. Pay attention, guys. Sky, yellow and dark brown. And let me know what you think down below, alright? And this now is 4K 60 FPS with the back camera, guys. For sure one of these phones will be in top 5 for the best camera phones. So let me know what's in down below. Which footage is better? Where do you think the video is really winning? And I'm also trying to be in that game here, right? Like, be more like a sports reporter to bring you really an actual real-time footage, right? So stabilization, exposure, control. We have also some people here, some fans. We're testing stabilization, we're testing control, and we're also testing the exposure of the image. So let me know what's down below, guys. 4K 60 on the main camera. I'm gonna choose now 3x on the S24 Ultra, 3x also on the Oppo, and I have only 2x here on the iPhone. I want to test really the stock settings, the stock presets. Now you know that those phones can or should be able to switch lenses when you shoot 4K 60. The S23 Ultra were not able to do so, but these phones are something else and they should be able to do this. And I know that the S24 Ultra can do this, and actually the Oppo can do this as well. Now I'm gonna choose 5x on the Ultra. I'm gonna choose 5x also on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, guys, and 6x on the Oppo, because the Oppo really has a 6x optical zoom lens. You let me know down below in the comments which of the footage you think is better from what you see on the screen. I'm not trying to move at all, it's really hard to capture anything. Where do you think the footage is better? Now pay attention, the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, they have 5x optical telephoto cameras, and the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, guys, has a 6x lens, right? It's also optical, and all these phones are able to switch optical when they do 4K 60, which is actually very nice, because the S23 Ultra was not able to do so. And by the way, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra received this as one of the first updates, which is really great from Oppo. This here is the ultra-wide camera, 0.6 on the S24 Ultra and on the Oppo, and 0.5, so just a bit more on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, guys. And let me just also try to go into this action mode. Now I'm running to test the stabilization that we're gonna get on the ultra-wide camera. 4K 60 FPS on the back camera. Now we can also try to monitor for the same details. We have the yellow building here, dark brown, and then the blue sky with the clouds, which is also a very nice way to test the dynamic range and how those phones are handling it. Now let me try to jump to the ultra wide on all three phones. This is now ultra wide. Okay. What a beautiful day for video testing, guys. And now I'm gonna go back to 1. Now I'm gonna do 3 on the S23 Ultra, 3 also on the Oppo, and 2 on the iPhone. And observe the same details, guys. And I'm gonna go 5x, 6x and 5. So this is it, guys. Wow. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. The sun is reflecting so nice from these windows here that will allow us also to test how the phones are exposing. Back to 3x, 3x and 2x, and now, guys, one more time, 5x, 6x and 5x. And take a look at the graffiti there. Now I'm gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna go up to the maximum zoom level, which is 20 on the Galaxy. 18x on the Oppo and 15x on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. One more time, 20x, then we have 18x, and then we have 15x. So the S24 Ultra has the highest zoom. Now it's time to test the night videos and night photos. So I'm shooting 4K 30 FPS, guys. S24 Ultra on the left, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra in the center, and the iPhone 15 Pro Max is on your right side. Please check the light for lens flare and also for noise handling. Right now it's very important to understand which footage is better. What I can see from the viewfinder is I have a lot of visibility on the iPhone, but also noise and grain, and it seems that the footage is kind of off, although I'm visible really in the viewfinder of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I cannot really see a lot on the others. Now as I approach a lighter area, it's a bit better. So let me know what you think down below, which front camera night video is better. And now it's time for the real test, and this is the back camera, 4K 60 FPS. Let me try to also start running and test the stabilization. And now I'm entering a dark area. What really impresses me is the fact that I can see more light in the viewfinder from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But again, as I keep saying in this video, guys, you are gonna keep me honest, so it doesn't really matter what I say. Let me know what you see. It's you versus the video, right? So iPhone 15 Pro Max on the right side, Oppo Find X7 Ultra on the center side, and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Samsung's latest offering, on the left side. What I see on the viewfinder really amazes me. It seems that the iPhone is just so brighter, but okay, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. One more running initiation, that's the stabilization. All right. And now it's time to focus on the photos. We're gonna start with some day photography, starting with the main camera on three phones as a baseline. And it's very important to answer this question. Can all these three phones shoot moving kids, moving pets? I get this question a lot. This is why I decided to start with this basketball match, guys. Again, a baseline from the main cameras, focus on the ball from the footage of three phones. See, the S24 Ultra, although a bit improved compared to the previous generation, still has the problem to lock the focus on the moving things, like in this case, the ball. And the Oppo Find X7 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max were able to give a more consistent result and to freeze the picture in time. Let's see here, the very same example. The footage on the S24 Ultra is just blurry, so they're not still at that level where we can expect zero shutter lag. See here, exactly same picture, same case. And I even advocate to throw the ball footage, in this case, although not perfect, yeah, it's better on both phones. I'm using the main camera to set the baseline for the color perception. This was a moving tram, by the way, exposed properly on all phones. Another photo from the zoom cameras. Now pay attention, the iPhone on the right seems to decolorize the footage a bit. Now I'm starting to engage with them zoom cameras to try to understand which of those phones are able to preserve the level of detail without introducing a lot of noise and garbled image. Another shot, a zoom shot, you can see, by the way, the focal length down below in the Oppo Find X7 Ultra watermark. Now some portraits. Focus on those portraits, guys. It's very important to understand which phone is doing better, and I personally believe that the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is giving the best portrait image, the best bokeh there, the best representation on the skin tone and the color. It's not that the iPhone is not so good or the Galaxy S24 Ultra, but take a look here. The Oppo Find X7 Ultra gives the almost DSLR image. It's really incredible, the portrait shots that come from the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. Back to some zoom photos again. See, sometimes the iPhone is not so stable with them zoom photos, and it also has the tendency to decolorize the footage when you enter the zoom camera. Although you know that the iPhone has only 5x optical zoom and the Galaxy S24 Ultra has 5 and the Oppo has a 6x. Now as an HDR scenario, focus here on them zoom photos. It seems that the Oppo is able to perfectly expose the picture. See the tiles here and the sky. Another very nice building here showing that those phones will be very close in a lot of use case scenario. Although again, the iPhone 15 Pro Max seems to decolorize the footage a bit. I'm not saying that's bad, you can of course edit this in post, but it doesn't look so lively. Setting again the scene with a baseline from the main camera, trying to engage with them zoom cameras to be able to understand really the level of the details. Here the Oppo was not able to do a good job and the 5x on both S24 Ultra and iPhone did a better job. Another zoom shot to show you really how close those phones are. This is the maximum zoom, 120 on the Oppo, 100 on the Galaxy and only 25x on the iPhone. Now setting your color perception again with a baseline from the main camera and engaging with the zoom camera, and see every time it's very important to understand the moment those phones change from the main lens to some of the zoom lenses, they shift a bit the color, and this happens with the S24 Ultra. This happens also with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This was an ultra wide shot, very consistent by the way, but the Oppo is able to keep that color consistency so equal among all of the cameras. Again, a zoom shot where you can see these really very lovely images from the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, very stable, very same color, no matter if you're shooting tele or if you're shooting zoom or from the main camera. In this case, see here, I'm engaging again with the zoom cameras. The iPhone seems to have this yellow tint sometimes, and when you go further in zoom, it seems to kind of lose that detail. The S24 Ultra and the Oppo are doing a brilliant job here, but yeah, this happens on the iPhone. Another shot from the main camera to show you HDR handling, very complex scenarios, guys. We have these clouds and the sun piercing through the skies, a selfie to show you that they're really very good on selfies. And now back to the main camera, pay attention to the lights, guys. I'm going to engage now with the zoom camera, going with the standard 3x and then 5 and then above to 25 and 30. See here, the moment we are at that level, like 135 millimeters, they'll come very close. But the moment you pass beyond that, guys, I guess then the iPhone will start to lose on that detail. Galaxy S24 Ultra looks not so good, and the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is able to give this very nice and very consistent result. See here, you not recognize the wheel tire on the iPhone and on the Samsung. I'm just thinking that, well, yep, in terms of being the zoom king, I guess the Oppo Find X7 Ultra will really challenge Samsung. Some more zoom shots to allow you to estimate the color gradation here. Very important to say again that when you change them cameras between all of those phones, the Oppo will give you almost one and the same color science. And on the right side right now, you can see the iPhone will give sometimes a yellow tint. The S24 Ultra will sometimes give a green or like a blue tint. Some portrait shots, by the way, I would say again, very nice photos, but I really love the Find X7 Ultra. It just looks so realistic. Now back to some HDR photos, and guys, I have some concerns with the way right now S24 Ultra is handling HDR, because it's just overexposing all the highlights and it doesn't really look natural. And the iPhone is doing a better job, and the Oppo as well. Some portrait shots, see here on the Oppo you can see the individual hair strands, guys, not possible on the other phones. Again, back to the main camera to reset your perception and starting to engage with the zoom camera to try to show you some of these very tiny differences. Right now, again, that's a shot from the main camera. You can see the focal length down below. Pay attention here. See the iPhone image on the right, very overexposed. The highlights are not there. And this is, guys, a zoom shot, 30x, 30x, and 25, showing that almost the same, right? Although the iPhone is not a zoom king. Another shot from the main camera showing you how well those phones can handle. And now let's explore some night photo scenarios. See here, the highlights on the iPhone and on the S24 Ultra overexposed, and the Oppo Find X7 Ultra having, of course, the larger sensor, 1 inch, being able to take these night photos for something like 1 second. The iPhone will need like 2 seconds, the Galaxy S24 probably 2 seconds as well. But yeah, Oppo Find X7 Ultra is able to give you this image. See here, guys, see the blue light emitting from this office, not seen on the S24 Ultra, totally overexposed on the iPhone. And it's the same case, see here, the crowds, guys. Not good on the iPhone, not good on the Ultra, but the Oppo Find X7 Ultra will give you that consistent image, specifically in night photos. I don't even think that the iPhone or the S24 Ultra can get close to the images that the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is able to produce. Some selfies, just for the record, I had to do them. And in some lighting condition like this one, the phones will be very close. But when it gets hard and when it gets more challenging, I guess that the Oppo Find X7 Ultra will win almost all the time, guys. And now it's time for me to do my recap. If you pay attention and just put back the videos that I have played, I am disappointed a bit with the sound recording from the iPhone, and I'm very happy with the quality of the Oppo video and the quality of the Samsung video, specifically the way the Samsung is handling all these noises and the ability to really perform noise reduction on this footage, where specifically I was shooting the kids playing basketball and there was a lot of wind and etc. If I have to cover the whole images part, I believe that the phones are very close, and probably 60 to 70% you'll get the same footage from the main cameras. But then the moment you start to zoom in, the real power of the Oppo will demonstrate the fact that it really has like 4 standalone cameras, 50 megapixel, all of them. And believe it or not, guys, also this is not a surprise when we're taking night photos. Then the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is still able to just get better results compared to what we see on the iPhone and what we see on the Samsung. So the S24 Ultra has some problems still with processing, specifically HDR photos, where we have these extreme lighting scenarios. This will be a problem right now on the S24 Ultra. What I don't like on the iPhone is that the iPhone is trying to decolorize some of the footage. The moment you engage the zoom cameras, the footage really will have a different color science, and this is so annoying. And the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is really very, very stable in all kinds of tests and scenarios that I did. So my personal preference here will probably go to the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, being the more consistent phone, giving the better picture, specifically the portrait, which are just blowing our minds. Also have very nice results when zooming in. Then I guess the second place is not clear, because although I want to give it to the Samsung, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was also able to give some very nice results. And given the fact that the S20 Ultra still has problems with the processing of HDR and etc., specifically the night footage sometimes, oh my god, the night video, you've seen it also, there is a lot of noise, unrealistic sky. So I'll probably even give the second place to the iPhone 15 Pro Max at the current state, and probably will revisit those phones in a few months. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This really means a lot to me. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.